go live. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming around. I just give a minute more to wait for others who want to join us, and we'll just kickstart. And hopefully, they'll be able to come in later as we go along. So, thank you, guys, for coming around. So if you are in the chat, you just deem it fit to let me know where you're joining us from. I know a couple of guys that will be joining today should be from Nigeria. So, let's just know where you're joining us from. Let's just know where you're joining us from. We hope we have a wonderful day today, exploring into the forex market and giving proper understanding about the forex market and what you are going to be seeing today. Hopefully, is going to give you a wow experience into the forex market. Okay. All right, thank you very much. Let's get right in. Before we start, if you're joining us, this is your first time of watching our video, try as much as possible to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We release content about daily analysis of what is happening in the forex market, and we also give weekly. Hopefully, we're going to be able to keep on to the weekly training, and all our content here is free. We don't charge anybody for releasing a particular knowledge of the forex market like others do. So you can actually come in and join us into the forex market. Hopefully you'll be able to get everyone you'll be able to get all that you need to know about the forex market. So try as much as possible to be open-minded, and hopefully we'll be able to help everyone around. Okay. Also, let's note that this is going to be recorded. This stream is recorded, and you can actually watch it all over again. Okay. So let's get right in. My name is Jeremiah, and I'm the senior analyst of IMFXGlobal. And basically, what we do is we share our views about the forex market to everyone, and try as much as possible to make the knowledge of the forex market simple as possible. Okay. Yeah. Today we'll be talking about understanding the big guys move. It's quite very important that there are two major key individuals in the forex market. You have the big guys and you have the traders. Okay. But then it's quite important for us to understand the big guys move. What are they in the market to do? Why are they reacting in certain ways, and what is their intention, and what is their activity? How can we cite them, and also how can we join them in getting good profit out of the forex market? We need to know these guys. We need to know their move, then how to actually trade with them It's quite important. A lot of people, over 90% of traders who trade in the forex markets, have no clue about these big guys in the market, and it's more or less a kind of um, platform that once you don't know the why and the reason why certain things happen in the market, you find yourself just jumping into the market with your hands covering your eyes. So you might actually fall into the ditch, and some of them might be very lucky, but I can guarantee you that a larger percentage of them is not going to be lucky. And those individuals are the ones who get themselves stuck out when trading the forex market. So my basic concept and what I've been using in time past to give analysis is, I want to see the big guy. I want to know what he's doing. Then I'll be able to actually get along with him, know why he's doing this particular thing in the forex market. Then I'll be able to make profit from him. Okay, despite the fact that the big guys' intention is to always make profit from the traders who are the smaller guys. Okay, so we want to identify the big guys' move. I hope I'll be able to use this guy properly. The big guys move. Okay, right from the conception of the forex market, there are two major players in the forex market. One is the big guy and the other guy is the traders. We are the traders, and we just jump into the market, and we try as much as possible to get profit from the market. But the big guy, on the other hand, who is the creator of the market, he creates the market. Okay, and he decides what is going to happen at what point in time and when he wants it to happen. Then most traders who have no information, listen to my sentence, a trader that has no information of what the big guy is doing will end up losing to the big guy. So it's quite important. I felt it's necessary, in quote, that we understand the big guy. Who are these big guys and what are their moves? And with that information, we can actually synchronize them into our understanding and try as much as possible to trade with it. Okay, so basically the understanding there is this: if the big guy decides to take a move to the upside, we have an understanding that sooner or later there's going to be a retracement back, because the world generally moves in a zigzag format. Okay, we want the traders to have a rest and a move up, a rest, a move up, and gradually like that. That is how the market actually moves. Okay, but then all these moves are done by the big guys in the market, the big players in the market. So, but then looking at this chart, how do we analyze them logically? Now, most of us have been able to go through particular study. Maybe you've read a book, you've read an article, you've gone through some particular courses, and they've given you education, okay, about the forex market. They've told you this and this and given you insight into certain candles, into reversals and everything into the forex market. But then it has not actually helped, and the reason is this: too much of education has not given us a better clue to how we can trade the forex market. Okay, we as individuals on our day-to-day life, we think logically. When you go to the market, you want to go and buy a cup of rice, okay? You get to the market and you find out that the cup of rice is 10 naira, okay? And you as an individual coming to buy, you want the seller to give you at a lower price and you want the seller to give you at 2 naira. We begin to run a transaction between ourselves. You move from one seller to the other, from one seller to the other, from one seller to the other, just because you want to get a lower price. But then, in turn, when it comes to the forex market, the reverse is the case. We tend to give and buy at higher price, thinking that the market will continue to head in our favor. But if you are going to understand it properly, we need to use logic. Logically, if market begins to move, what is our hope? What do we tend to get when certain movements occurs in the forex market? Okay, I'm going to cite few examples that basically I use in the forex market, and this helps me in my technical analysis. Okay, I want to make forex as simple as possible, as ABC, without you even having knowledge of what kind of candle, what kind of reversal, what kind of pullback, any educational knowledge, just a layman understanding of what happens in the forex market. Now, for us to have this information, first and foremost, who are the big guys? Are they also trading the forex market? Do they also trade? And look at your chart, and they also trade like we do. So we need to find out who are these guys. Do they also trade in the forex market? Absolutely they don't. Okay, basically what they do is that, let's pick a currency pair, okay, and probably Euro USD. Let's use Euro USD as a case study. Okay, Euro USD as the case may be. Okay, we find these guys, more of them investing in stocks, okay, in industries. Probably one of them bought an industry, okay, a factory rather. Okay, they do this investment in factories, they invest in real estate. Okay, they invest in real estate, houses and stuff like that, and cars. These are what they invest in. Okay, they don't actually look at the forex market and trade and say, okay, I want to trade USD, but they do that in a different format. Okay, now this is how the big guys work. Probably he bought a factory and decide that, okay, this factory, I'm going to invest in this factory. This factory produces commodities like we traders actually buy from them. Note that all these things are just charts that we just look into, but they happen in real life, and the big guys operate the real life activity. Okay, now he invests into probably a salt factory. Okay, let's use Dangote. Dangote is very familiar. We are very familiar with Dangote, and we want to use him as a case study. Okay, he invests and bought a factory. Okay, a salt factory, and decide to invest in the salt factory. All right, the factory begins to grow. Okay, and each time the factory grows, the value of that investment, the salt factory, begins to increase. Okay, and each time this increases, they have the information that, okay, I'm trading this factory on euro, okay, and sooner or later, because euro in relationship with probably Euro USD is his transaction. Sooner or later, probably euro is going to lose strength, okay, and USD is going to begin to gain strength, gain momentum, okay. At that point that euro loses strength, the factory has already accumulated for him billions of dollars. Let's just use an example that the factory has given him about $10,000, okay, in profit. He has given all to the factory, and the factory has grown from probably $5 to $10,000. All right. Now, please try as much as possible to follow me. At the point euro, which is the basis of transaction in this factory, gets to a point that it begins to lose strength over USD, okay, he decided and said, well, I want to sell off this factory, okay, I'm not interested in the factory again, all right, I need to sell it out. And he looks for a big guy like him, let's say one of the big guys that looks is Otedola or whoever, and looks for a big guy and say, okay, I want to sell my factory, my short factory, okay. Otedola, who is also a big guy in the market, just in quote, do you understand me? We are just using them, citing them as an example, because these are people we know, these are people we see on daily basis, we find them very close to us, so we are just using them as an example. I'm not saying they are big guys, but we are just using them because they are public figures, okay. Now Otedola, who also in quote is also a big guy in the forex market, okay, says, hey Dangote, I know what is happening in the market, I know euro is going to lose value and dollar is going to gain value, I'm not going to buy that factory from you, I'm not going to invest in that factory with the amount of wealth that you have actually accumulated in the factory, okay. But then, because Otedola is not going to buy that factory with the information he has, they both have that same information, but we on the back end, who are the traders, have no clue about what is happening in the stock exchange, the value of one currency to the other, okay. Now the factory will still have to be sold, but then there is a other guy from the other side who have no information and say, hey Dangote, give me that factory, I'm going to buy it. Do you understand? He says, I'm going to buy it. Now all these reactions that we see from one point A, who is Dangote, to Otedola, who is not willing to buy that factory because of the information he has, and the other individual, probably me, seeking to buy that factory without the information that USD is going to gain strength against euro, is buying that factory at an higher price. And once I buy that factory, what happens? Price begins to go down. Once I got in and accumulate and buy that factory, you discover that euro begins to lose strength. Now I begin to wonder and say, why will I have to buy a factory from a big guy and the factory start losing value? Now at that transaction that I've just narrated now, for them to actually sell off those products, sell us the factory, they decide to create a chart, a system, which is the forex market. And that is why in every forex market you will see all indices, all currency pairs, commodities, everything you want to talk about. Even I guess right now there was a news that came out that MTN has also joined the big market, okay. Now all these guys are coming, but then they are not trading the forex market, they are only doing their normal day-to-day transactions, okay. And because they want to reap, they want to sell it off, they want to give it out, they have to create the forex market for we traders to actually buy those products. Do you understand? I've been able to explain to you how the general platform, the big guys, how they operate. They are not traders. They don't come into the market and say Euro USD start, let's everybody buy. No, they are guys who do physical transactions, okay? And because they want to sell those transactions off, they need people without the information who they can hand it over to, because big guys like them will not buy it. So they tend to hand it over to someone without the information. They created the forex market for traders like you and I to actually come in and trade those industries, those products, those commodities, oil, gold, all these things. We are giving the platform to actually trade them. But then when we get into the platform, would you just get into the platform and because you have the buys, everybody is buying, and you just jump in and start buying, you find yourself losing out in that market? Okay, so you need to understand the big guys. What are they doing? Are they traders like us? Do they come to they sit at home and look at the chart and say, hey, everybody start buying, everybody start selling? No, they do normal transactions, but then we are only hoping to these charts to actually trade them, the MT4 chart, the MT5 chart, and we have those currency pairs, those indexes. We have them imprinted inside the chart and see all the transactions of these big guys. Listen, guys, everything that you see on your chart, the bar chart, all these charts, these are all receipts and transactions of the big guys. He bought a factory or sort right here, and the factory begins to grow in value gradually, and when it gets to a particular point, there's always a retracement back, and this is what happened in the forex market. Okay, so having that clue, having that understanding, that first-hand understanding about what the big guys are doing, they are not traders like you, and that is why they will sit down at the back end and say, hey, this price, this demand, this price is what they want the market to have at this social time. Okay, so they just sit down at the back end and just decide and say, okay, no, the price of USD to euro is going to fall. Okay, now all I just need to do is everything I have, okay, about my industry, about my factory that is related to Euro USD, guys, start looking for people who are going to buy it, who are going to buy it at high price, people who are going to invest all their capitals, all their money, they will be willing to buy it at high price. Start selling it to them. And once they sell it, what happens to the market? The market begins to crumble. An example of what we are talking about is the GDP card. Some of us yesterday we were trading the GDP card, and right there we could see from the chart that GDP is actually going to lose value sooner or later. Okay, everybody is aware of it because some of us are aware of it, right? But then there are some traders who have no clue. Okay, they have no information about what is going to happen. Out of 100% of traders who are looking into the chart, the MT4 chart, have 90% of them have no information of what is going to happen next in the forex market. Everybody is just coming in and saying, okay, if the buy start happening and the green bar start going up, everybody jumping without an information that something is going to happen. But then we're able to predict and say, okay, because of this, because of that, GDP card is going to lose value. But then, was there enough volatility in the market for them to be able to release the price off? Are there enough buyer that is going to buy that GDP in an expensive price before card will begin to gain strength? These are pictures of what happens in the forex market, and I want you as traders to actually always interpret the market in your layman understanding. Use logic to actually analyze the market. We've been able to understand who the big guys are. Now, how do they operate? Okay, now I've told you, I said, okay, you are going to the market. Let's assume you want to go into Alaba International Market. You want to go and get a TV set or the popular iPhone 11 that just came out. Okay, now when you are looking at a particular product that is coming out, who are the first people to get that product? The smaller guys or the big guys? Is it the people with high class, or we that are just trying to make ends meet? You find out that it is the big guys, the wealthy guys, those that are rich. Those are the first people that will get that information. They want to buy that product. And let's say an iPhone, for instance, okay, an iPhone, okay, got into the market at $5. Okay, this is just an example. You can't get an iPhone for $5. All right, and the big guys, rich, wealthy guys, the VIP guys start buying that product. Okay, they buy that product at this price, $5. Okay, and gradually price starts heading up. Okay, when price start heading up, what happens? See, price of this iPhone is going up. Okay, it's either you buy now or you buy more at expensive price. And everybody start buying because price of iPhone start going up. Remember, these guys are just buying because they have no clue of what is going to happen next in the market. They only want to get value. They want to use an iPhone, and everybody start buying at this price, and gradually price start coming down and start moving up again. Okay, hey, price of iPhone is going up again now. And someone here on the back end is saying, hey, if I don't get that iPhone, I'm not going to pick the nice girl. I'm not going to have prestige. I'm not going to be noble. Nobody's going to know me. Okay, and he jumps into the market and say, hey, I need to buy that iPhone. Okay, and each time this guy start coming in, okay, he buys another iPhone right here. Buys it for $10. Okay, this guy bought it for $7, and price of iPhone start going up, and each time you find price coming down. Instead of them understanding at what point would there be a discount for them to be able to join and buy that price. Now we go to the market, we do all this analysis and say, hey, if you don't give me for this price, I'm not going to buy your product. But then when it comes to the forex market, we basically don't interpret that into our chart, and that is why we lose. Okay, so each time, whatever activity you want to carry out in the forex market, always interpret it to your layman understanding. Okay, if I'm going to buy this card, are these guys willing to give me at my lowest discount price before I do what? Before I join the market, before I buy it, before I buy that product? we go to Iyalata, Iyaoniru, and we go ahead and say, okay, I want to buy this, and we keep buying and negotiating price with the people in the market, the real market. But then when we come to the big markets, okay, you discover that we don't actually have that knowledge to look for a discounted price before we actually join the market. We only want to join the market because everybody is joining the market, and that is why a lot of traders keep losing the market. Now, have this understanding that these guys who are buying, they are only buying because for pleasure. Some of them are buying because the price is going up. But then it will get to a point that the people who are buying begins to see a particular product being expensive. Okay, hey, now a product that is valued for $5 now is valued for $1,000. That's too expensive. Nobody is buying again. And each time that comes to the mind, and there are nobody getting in the market again. We've studied this in the schools, supply and demand. The higher the demand, the higher the price. And when the demand begins to get choked up and there are no demands for a particular product again, what will the dealers or the producers of that product do? They begin to discount the price. Okay, now note that there are some people who have bought this product at high price, and each time there's a discount, price start falling again. Okay, now when price start falling, what happens to the guys who bought that product as expensive price? What they do? They start selling that product. Okay, they start selling the product off, and the big guys having to say, okay, you can sell to me. Okay, I'll buy it at a more lesser price. Okay, and each time they buy, price keeps going down. And this guy right here is waiting and say, if the price comes down to this point again, I'll do what? I'll buy it. These are prints of what happens in the forex market. You need to understand them. These are moves of the big guys. They do it on every daily basis. They do it. Now let's clean up this and try as much as possible to interpret it in our chart. Okay, now after understanding the concept of the big guys, the way the big guys work, how do we as traders actually profit from that big guy? Okay, now everybody sees that this is a downward trend, right? Okay, basically I'm always looking at the daily time frame. Three things that you need to understand when it comes to profiting from the big guy using logic. I'm not using education. I'm not saying you should look for one candlestick. You will get to that point where you start looking for a particular candle. I'm probably going to be doing more trainings on proper understanding, but you need to understand the move of the big guy first. Then once you can interpret them logically into your day-to-day life, okay, it will help you to be more profitable when it comes to the forex market. Okay, let me cite an example before we go into that. Okay, let's assume you are to go from Ojota, or let me say Beggar. Okay, you are to go from Beggar to the island. Okay, or let me use Tunde. Tunde is a guy that goes from Beggar to island on daily basis. Okay, now when he moves from Beggar, he gets to Ojota. Okay, now he gets to Ojota and stop over at Ojota, right? At around 1 p.m. 1 p.m. he stopped at Ojota. Okay, and when he stops at Ojota, he tries as much as possible to take a breakfast at Ojota. Okay, Once he's done with the breakfast, he moves from Ojota down to the office directly. Okay, and when he gets to the office, let's say he moves to Ojota, let's say 11 a.m. Okay, let's just use morning breakfast 11 a.m. Okay, and he gets to the office around 12. Okay, right now he's coming back home, and each time he comes back home, his movement is from the highland, he gets to Yanoworo. Okay, for those who are in Nigeria, I'm just using that example. He gets to Yanoworo for at around 3 p.m. Okay, okay, now when he gets to Yanoworo, he plays, have fun with his friends, go to he goes to his friend. Sorry, some guys are commenting on the group chat and saying thanks, I've joined, I'm loving it. Okay, good, thank you very much. Okay, now he gets to Yanoworo and had fun with his friends. They went party, they went clubbing, and they had that nice experience at 3 p.m. And after 3 p.m. he moves down to his house and gets to his house in Bega by 5 p.m. Okay, and this is Tunde's move for the past 1 week. Now, if I'm going to ask you a particular question, okay, if you're going to locate Tunde at 3 p.m., okay, if you're going to locate Tunde, you want to see Tunde at 3 p.m., and you have all this data of his movements, where will you think you are going to find Tunde? Okay, possibly you're going to find Tunde at Yanoworo, right? Okay, good. Because you have that information about Tunde's movements, it becomes very easy for you to actually interpret and know where Tunde is at one particular time, right? Now, because of that logical understanding of Tunde's movement, I don't need book, I don't need my notepad, I don't need the calendar, I don't need anything to tell me that where Tunde is going to be at around 3 p.m. I can easily cite and understand that, okay, you want me to help you to locate Tunde by 3 p.m. When you get to Yanoworo, Tunde is with his friends clubbing and they are partying. You can find him at Yanoworo at 3 p.m. Because what? I understand the move of Tunde, right? Now, if you understand the move of the big guy, do you think it's going to be extremely easy for you to sight them and know where they are going at any point in time? I want to believe the answer is yes, right? Okay, you'll be able to understand them because you had a clue of where the big guy is. You know where he's going. You know the logic is trying to play. You have that information about that big guy. It becomes very easy. About 80% of your job is 100% done. Am I right? Yeah, 80% of your job is done because you have a clue of where he's going. And basically, I want to know where the big guy is. Okay, and that is why I've always used the daily chart. Okay, I've always used the daily charts to know the big trend. Okay, there's something you call the big trend. If you don't have an understanding of the big trend, if you join the market, you are going to lose. It's as simple as that. The big trend, you must have the understanding of where is the big trend, where is the big guy putting his money. Do you understand me? You must have the information of where the big guy is doing what? Is putting his money. And first and foremost, we can see from here, we saw that we have a downtrend, right? Right here. Forget about this part. Okay, we only want to analyze this part. Let me see if I can drag this in. um, okay, let me draw that again. Probably I won't have shown that, but then we'll just, yeah, big trend. Okay, from here we can see the big trend is down. The big guy is actually staking his money and putting it down right there. Okay, you have that information first, that the big trend is actually down. Then second thing you need to look at is what is the speed of the move. Is there momentum in the market? Okay, is the market moving rapidly as expected? Okay, and you can see from here, you can see this nice move, all red candles. You have two green bars. Okay, it gives you an understanding that, wow, this guy is moving aggressively, this guy has power, this guy can run, right? He has a backbone that can keep him going for the next couple of hours. Okay, then you have a green bar, two green bar coming in, showing some sense of weakness from the buyers. Oh no, there are no buyers in this market. Okay, or the buyers can't actually pull, they can't pull the weight of sending that guy back, right? And you have that information that, okay, we have two green bars, and what happens next? You have this move down, up again. Now when you see this, you begin to look and say, okay, this guy that did this move still active to actually to do what? To do another move. Now you have this move again, and you can see how the big guy came in, showing his presence at every point in time. Each time there's a pullback, when he moves lower than the last movement of the market. It shows you that that is where the big guy is taking his money. Do you understand? But then who are these guys buying this thing without the information that this guy is present? This big guy is present. Okay, hope I won't be taking too much time, but I want to basically let you understand how the market actually reacts, where the big guy is. Okay, now the next move, you saw him again, he came into the market with this power down, right? A new lower low. Each time he's pulling down, each time he's pulling lower than the last one, and you can see right here, okay, each time the guy is pulling below the last lower low. Okay, it shows that the guy is down, right? Now how do you take a piece from the move of the big guy? Or let me ask this question. If you know that Dangote is investing in real estate, okay, or you know that Dangote is investing in picnic rather, okay, right now Dangote has invested in picnic. Then there's another market that is right there, which is 3 crown, right? Okay, now because Dangote is investing in picnic, nobody has an idea of who is investing in 3 crown milk. And they come to you and present these two products to you and say, hey, Akin or Tunde, Sharon, whoever you are, and say, hey, we have these two products. Picnic, Dangote is investing in picnic, okay? But 3 crown, they are just random investors in 3 crown. Where will you love to put your money? If I'm going to ask you, where will you love to put your money? Okay, you will want to put your money where Dangote is actually putting his money, right? Because you know that this guy is a big dude. He's going to protect your money. He's going to guide your money 100%, okay, without you losing one kobo. Listen, the big guy does not want to lose in the market. They will never lose in the market. And once you understand where they are and you can actually dive in and soak in with them, relate with them, you can be assured that your money is 1001 protected. Do you understand? Now, all these guys will want to put their money where Dangote is putting his money, because they know that Dangote is going to protect the money. And once he's protecting his money, in turn, is protecting their money. But they won't want to invest in 3 crown where they don't know who is actually investing in 3 crown. They don't know who is actually doing what. Do you understand? I've been able to explain this to you in layman understanding, to understand the big guy, understanding the big guy, know his move, then take decision. Do you understand? Do what? Take decision. Now, let's further ahead. Okay, now we have a clue of the big guy. The big trend is what? Is down. All right, and right here we have this move right there, and we have this move up here. Okay, and we have another move right here, very strong move. Okay, and here comes another move. Then because of this information of the big guy you have, you know the big guy is already moving. You know he's pushing lower than what he's doing. Look at this move, nice alt. Another big move down there. Now you can see all these pictures. You can have this information. It gives you an information that, hey, where the big money is down. Then as a wise trader, you need to learn how to also do what? Go down with the money, sell with the money, follow the money, follow the money. But then, will you just jump into the money and say, okay, yeah, everybody, I have an idea where the market is going now. Yeah, I have an understanding. The big guy is selling, the big guy is going down, okay? Now, anywhere I put in my money, I'm safe. Hey, my friend, calm down. No, it's not like that, okay? Because each time there's a big move in the market, there's always a reverse direction of the market. Okay, each time there's a flow in the move of the market, there's always what? A reverse direction of the market. Okay, now I know where the guy is going to. Give me an opportunity of buyers coming in. When I see some sluggish movement of buyers trying to show power, it's becoming difficult for them to show their strength, their muscle. Or where are they trying to break? Okay, which wall are they trying to break? Okay, are they trying to break that wall? Have they find it very difficult to break that same wall? Okay, and you have this clue right here. Now, if the market comes into this region, if they can't break this region, it is time for me to join what? The big guys move. And you can see each time it moves again. Wow. So pro traders, professional traders, they do what? They look for opportunity where the big guy is, and they stake their money and put to join the big guys. Not for you looking for buy. Okay, if the big guy is going down, what should come to your mind? What comes to my mind is that, okay, I know it's a downward trend. I don't think of buying. Everything I'm thinking about is, give me an opportunity, I will sell it. Give me an opportunity, I will sell it. If there's no opportunity for me to join the sell, I will still hold to my money. Okay, if there's an opportunity to sell the big guy, sell with the big guy, I'll do what? I'll do it. And each time I does that, I'm always in profit. I'm always in profit. I was sharing in one of the groups that I joined, very nice group, and they're doing very well. But then I only share my knowledge about them. I told them I had, for the past 2 weeks, I had one loss. And if I had been able to do that consecutively over the time, and I keep winning. I think it's high time for me to pass that same knowledge to anybody that wants to have that knowledge, that hey, for me successful in the forex market is because I've learned to understand the move of the big guy and actually join the big guy. Okay, so let's move a little bit forward. I guess I'll be wrapping up very soon. Okay, I've given that understanding. Now let's look at this point. Okay, now we discover that the big guy actually moved and get to this point. Okay, now when he moved, we are expecting a pullback. Okay, and our interest with the big guy is that it should continue to go down, right? It should continue to move down. Each time he moves, hey, we know it's a downward trend. Okay, just give an opportunity for a buyer position, for buyers to come in. Once they come in, let's join the big guy again. And you can see right there, please, sorry about the noise, my daughter is actually crying. Okay, now you can see this move up right into this location. Okay, now, and you can see right in there, you can see struggling. Hey, I will let it go. I'm not going to let it go. I'm going to let go. I'm not going to let go. And each time the sellers come in from the candle, you can see the sellers are coming in very strong. It shows that the big guy is not ready to let go. And here you come, you have this. Now, you are expecting the big guy to create a new lower low, right? Hey, guy, push it down, protect the money, right? Push the market down. That is what you want, because you have joined in a very good descent and a very nice place to join the big guy. But right here you can see, hey, the big guy is not creating any lower low. Right here, the big guy is refusing to go down. Why? Is it that he's weak to run? Is it that he's weak to continue to go down? Or hey, the big guy is actually extracting his money? I guess he's done selling it. Okay, if you go back probably to previous months, you will have a proper clue of why this point is very, very important. Okay, probably the move up here was generated from this region. Okay, now right here you have all the big guy is not moving any further. Now these guys give you an opportunity that, hey, if you're not going to move further, I think it's time for me to get out my money. Do you understand? Now, despite the fact that you sold with the big guy right here, you're still in profit, right? You're still making money. You still get your profit, and you are getting out of the market safe. Despite the fact that you have that information that, oh wow, this lovely candle, now this is where your education now comes in. Okay, this is where education comes in. First, use logic of normal day-to-day life to explain everything you need to understand in the chart. Then once you have done that, then you can now use your education to back it up. Okay, now I have this exhaustion candle, this rejection candle. Price came down and the buyer say, hey, you're done. Okay, you're done. We are now ready to take over the chart. Okay, and you can see the rejection price. They rejected the price. Okay, sellers wanted more discounted price. They want the price to go further, but then there's another big guy and say, hey, I'm interested in that price. I have all the money. I have everything within my power. I'm going to buy it and I can carry it along. Okay, and right here you can see that price begins to move back up. Okay, now price started moving. Okay, now do you just jump in and say, hey, price has started moving? And most times we talk about W and M format. You can see how this creates itself with the information of what? Of the big guy. It creates itself. The market will set itself. And once it sets itself, it gives you an opportunity to actually have proper view of where the money is going next. Okay? Now, right here, you have a double bottom. you have a rejection candle right there. And once you have this information, it shows that this guy that has been pushing down from here, right here, that has been doing all this move, is actually weak and could not go further. So then there's an opportunity create itself for you as a trader to do what? To join in the buying position. Okay, you join right there in the buying position, and each time it goes to this point, look at it, crossed, came back, sat on it, and boom, it went up again. Now these are what you need to know. You need to know the big guys move, then you automatically find yourself fitting yourself into the move of the big guy with logical thinking. What you do normally on your day-to-day life, you go to the market, you price, you make the price. If you don't give me this discount, I'm not buying. You want to bargain. You want to bargain in the market. Always give a bargain. I always bargain and say, hey, if I don't get this price, I'm not going further. Okay, if I don't get this price is convenient for me, I'm not going further. Okay, and we've been able to do that over time, and each time we keep profiting from the market. So before we round it up, let me just give an example of the trade that we took. Let's go to our group chart. This is our group. Okay, this is my group, and okay, let me just give this. Yeah, now I hope you can see this chart right here. Okay, these are one of the signals that I give in my group. Okay, I was able to look at the big guys move, upward trend, right? Price begins to move upward, and you can see it spikes up, and right there it was rejected. Price came back, couldn't attain a higher high. It shows that this guy that has been running up here is actually weak, and price, look at this candle, nice candle set up. Okay, and price started joining and coming down right there. You can see we created, and even before the price happens, we know what was going to happen because we have a clue of what the big guy was doing. We know where the big guy was going to stake his money. So then we decide to say, okay, now if price comes down, give us a touch on this guy, then we are going to buy it. Okay, and successfully we did. If you see, we did, and price went up. And if price gets to this point, why is this point very important for us? Because we discovered that, wow, there was a touch right there. We have information this guy cannot do past this place. Okay, he couldn't go further. So we weren't expecting him to do what? To just jump up. We're giving him reasons to why this price is very important. You can see right there. Okay, we're giving him reasons. See reasons with us. This is where you will want to get to, and you can see in one candle, right, a touch there. Okay, price went up in one candle and touched that region right there. Why